What blows me away about children every day at Mackintosh is how they open my eyes to new discoveries all the time.
I think what I like most about the kids that we teach here is that they have a very genuine desire to learn. So I, as a teacher, can just present them with a topic and guide them along the way while they build their own learning experience.
You can see in their eyes they're curious, they enjoy a challenge. They really get the fun of learning, they really enjoy learning.
Every day they come with new questions and new opportunities to have fun and to engage in academic inquiry.
If you could be a fly on the wall in my classroom, the depth and the level of discussions we have, whether it's a math class, an English class, a social studies class, their interactions where I get to hear each student's voice and how they connect to the material we're studying, what it means to them. Our daily discussions are so dynamic across the board.
To me, being gifted in over-excitabilities and over-sensitivities is like an artist that instead of using the 8-crayon Crayola box, they have the 400-crayon box. They are receptors for emotions and feelings and inspiration from all different places that they can really take off and fly.
They're so responsive, so highly creative, and their little hearts are open all the time, and I'm just having so much fun. I never know what's going to happen. They just bring all these ideas out that you're just always blown away with. It's just amazing.
When you're learning from a learner, you get the excitement of it too. I mean, it has to be fun. And if somebody's a true learner, they can't help but make it sound fun. And I think children will just jump on with you. So if you're discovering something, I mean, if you think about a toddler discovering a caterpillar, if you can still discover that way as an adult, the children can help but get that passion. If you're not discovering, then it's harder for them to see why we want to learn in the first place.
As a teacher, I'm totally encouraged to find creative and innovative ways to teach what we need to move kids through, and can approach it, in any way that I want, and can hopefully get kids to approach difficult tasks with a light heart and a sense of creativity.
I think Mackintosh is a really unique place because it's an environment where teachers have enough flexibility that we can really respond to our students and adapt the way we're teaching and what we're teaching to the interests of students and to those places where we see their eyes light up. And so it really gives us the freedom to teach things that we love, which I think just becomes an infectious experience for the students here.
As a science teacher, I'm really excited about being able to get these kids to a place in life where they are tackling big problems and getting them engaged in their education in a sense where it's very student-driven. I'm their guide on their journey to learn. And I provide the framework so that they're ultimately using the scientific process to come up with solutions to big problems in the world.
I love seeing kids come to me with such excitement about what we're doing that day and how they have done all these extra experiments at home because they're so excited about physics.
We have such a beautiful campus here that we have a great place to access outdoor learning and nature, and we can take the kids out into the pond and study macroinvertebrates, and we can go out to the creek and write poetry while we're actually in nature.
I love getting kids excited about art. There's nothing I love more than at the end of a project having a kid show me what they did, and I'll say, "What do you think?" And they'll say, "I can't believe I did that." It's like they've exceeded their own expectations.
Children express through different mediums and through different places, and that's what we're looking for, to see what their interests, what their passions are, what their places are, and those are their strength areas. Try to stress those areas and work with the rest of them to make them good enough to work in the world with.
And it's those differences that I love, because it's those differences that propel them out into greatness and brilliance and making a change or a difference in their world and in my world.
I believe very firmly that the jobs of tomorrow and what the world is asking for are jobs that require creativity and critical thinking, and that if we're just teaching kids hard skills, that they might not need those for their jobs, but we don't know what their jobs are going to be. So that it's important to teach them how to be thinkers outside of the box and to be creative and problem solvers, and how to collaborate with other kids and work together, so that when those jobs do come up, they'll be prepared.
By the time our children leave, they have a sense of self, and so they go into high school with their heads up high. They know who they are, what they stand for, and they've gone through those kind of difficult years in a very, very safe place. And in a place that encourages them to stand up for who they are. So I actually think it's a time when we want to keep them in this environment before they transition. They get into high school and they're just ready. They're ready to soar.